Let's use this camping collection from Echo Park to make some fun cards. Hey guys, it's Beth. Welcome back. I am working on this Happy Camper, so this is part 2. I started the Happy Camper collection with a bunch of scrapbook pages, and at some point I ran across a second collection in my stash as well, so I pulled it out and like kind of working with both of them. So in the first video I made the scrapbook pages and I tried to use the camping specific patterns. Most of the papers like have an A side that was maybe a camping pattern and a B side which is more of a like a generic pattern, like non-specific theme. And then I also tried to use up the stickers that wouldn't work well on cards, and same with the journal cards. So I have this of the 2 sticker sheets left, plus a bunch of scraps. And then I have some full sheets left as well. Like these are some bigger scraps. But I mentioned this in the last video. It was kind of interesting. I had 2 collections. It's the same exact collections, same year listed on the bottom, but they were slightly different. One collection had 12 different pattern sheets, and the other collection had 2 of each pattern sheet. So there was like some in the collection I flipped through with you. There were patterns in there that were not in my other collection. And then this pattern was in the second collection, but not in the first. So very weird. But I have a lot of full sheets left. And like I said, I tried to, like you can see the B-sides, some of the B-sides still have camping theme patterns, but we're going to focus on like non-camping sides for most of these. And some of them, like this, the tone-on-tone ones, I can even use as like card mats and then bring in the other patterns like for the more of the bold patterns. So we are going to be making some cards. I figure that's what most of you who have these collections will probably be doing, just based on comments that you guys made about what you generally make when you're crafting. So I am going to be working with sketches. I will link the sketches in the description box below, but let's get in and have some fun. Okay, so first round of cards is finished, and I think I got like 50 plus cards on this round, and I was trying to focus on like the big batch cards, trying to use up all of my full sheets that I had left, and I did. All the full sheets are gone. All I have left are scraps. I do have a couple of bigger scraps, but I have some scraps, and then I do have some of the stickers left as well. So there will be a second round of cards where I will kind of focus on using up the smaller scraps. So when I went through and looked for sketches, I was trying to look for ones that were using up either bigger pieces of the paper or ones that I knew I could make, you know, a whole bunch using up almost a whole sheet of the 12 by 12. So I will link all of the card sketches I used down in the description box below. So I'm not going to talk about them a ton, but I will. There are a couple that I do want to note a little bit about the sketch. This one I liked just because it, you know, used several different patterns, but I was still able to use up a whole like sheet because I was using both sides. And I did end up bringing in some pops of color that I had. These are from scrapbook.com. Every once in a while I just wanted to add a little bit of extra accent. And I also brought in some like extra stickers from my stash. Like this was one that I had made out of scrap vinyl. These were just extra stickers in my stash because I wanted some fun animal ones. And I knew the sticker sheet didn't have a ton of animals left on it. This is a great sketch to not only use up a bunch of paper, but to use the branding strips. Like this is one that's been trimmed down, but this piece that goes across the back here, I used branding strips for those, and it's a little bit, it's not as wide as the 1/2 inch that it calls for, but that covers the length perfectly, and you know, just adds that extra pop of color. So that was a great one to use the branding strips for. So if you ever choose to use, if you're looking for a sketch that will use up some of your scraps as well as those branding strips, that would be a good suggestion. And I ended up bringing in a lot of cardstock of my own as well. And apparently I didn't realize how much yellow I had used until I see them all here. And I got to the point where I was just trying to use up some of the stickers that were left. Do they necessarily make sense? No, but are they going to go to a kid who will think like, oh, a bus, a travel bus, that's fun. Hopefully that's what they think. This was another good sketch that used up, I was able to use both sides of the paper, and then I did bring in another scrap for the circle, but I was able to use both sides of the paper and used up most of the sheet for these. And most of the sentiments, if you didn't see me stamp it, they came from my silhouette, either files that I had purchased and printed or ones that I had typed in and then printed. So for some of it, like the birthday ones, I knew I wanted like bigger sentiments, and I don't have those kind of stamps. So something like this, I usually make on my silhouette. This one used up a good bit of paper as well. So used some sketches I haven't used in a while. Used up a good bunch of both of the collections that I had going on. And then these, I had wanted to make just some like adult birthday cards as well, adult masculine cards. So thought these were fun, kind of simple, but I liked the got cake sentiment. So 50 cards for round 1, probably, I don't know if I had to guess. There's another project I want to make besides cards, but hopefully at least another 20 or so cards I can get in round 2. So stay tuned for that. Again, the sketches and any other products that I can find that are still around, I will link those below. Thank you guys for sticking through this long video. Hopefully you enjoyed and got some inspiration for cards and sketches to use. Thanks so much for your time today and hope you all have a very crafty day.